damn baloney, Wheeljack. Once a dino klutz, always a dino klutz.
Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about FansToys rig with their take on a masterpiece, HUFFER. And I do want to say that I've kind of held off on making this review because I thought I was not going to like this figure at all. And it turns out I actually kind of do. It's actually a pretty solid figure, a pretty good representation of HUFFER. And I did get this at Show Z. You can get yours there too. I'm going to have the link down below. Let's get in and take a look at rig HUFFER. Coming up. So here it is in the packaging, and packaging looks pretty straightforward. What you expect from the FansToys, and you got pictures of kind of both modes, kind of what all it can do. Hey, weapon storage and all that kind of stuff. So, and there's a nice little group shot. There's the box. All right, so here we are with the HUFFER, and it does look pretty good. I do really like a lot about this. First off, the fact that it does have the die cast in it, so it has the heft to it and the paint. So FansToys always does a good job with paint, and that's one of the things. It just feels like a premium figure and has that premium figure look to it, and with that, it does look like HUFFER. Now, I'm going to get right to it. The biggest problem with this figure is the arms, the shoulders being so low, and a lot of people don't like that. And yes, it's sort of animation accurate. The animators wanted to match the G1, and so with that, you kind of have to decide, is that something that you're okay with? Because do you want a better finish, and do you want it to look like that? Or do you want it to look more modernized in a way and more heroic? And I don't know, you've got a couple of options out there. But anyway, so let's get a good look at this guy. Looking at his head sculpt, it looks okay. It looks pretty good. He actually does come with a second head. You literally just slide it off and slide the other head right on, so we can get right into that. And there's more of a, like, what? What'd you say to me? So, pretty good looking head sculpt overall. And I kind of like the reflective eyes on it. And then getting down, you have some nice metallic looking paint on this. So, it's kind of like one figure gets metallic, one is flat, and it doesn't make any sense. There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, one mini-bot's flat, one's got a metallic. It's crazy. These are slightly different colors, but that looks pretty good. Some different coloring down here. So yeah, overall, I mean, just really nice looking figure overall, and pretty solid. So let's go ahead and look at some accessories. So he does have this gun, and it's interesting how they have this different plug-in system where it plugs into the back of the hand. I guess that's what it's supposed to be for. But most people are going to use it like dual wielding. I don't know. Somewhere I saw that he holds it something like this. I don't know where I saw that from, but somewhere. I'm going to figure it out where I saw it, but that's how he holds that weapon. Let's look at the other weapons. This also does transform, I'm guessing, just so it can stow away in alt mode or something like that. Still pretty cool. These other two, we got two more of these. They also transform. And there it goes. They're slightly different too. They're not two of the exact same thing. And they plug in different, I think they're actually, they're shiny, kind of a shiny metallic look, just kind of like the arm, even shinier than the arm. But they plug into the hand really weird, different than what I'm used to seeing. And you plug it in to the palm, and it's not easy. And I don't know. I don't think you got to plug it in all the way, because really the hand's going to hold it anyway. So I think that's kind of a flawed design, but anyway, it still works, but it's a pain. So he can have one in each hand, and that works out pretty good. Getting into some articulation, can do his head side to side, and a little bit of up, and a little bit of down, and a little bit of, let's just put the other head on there. I actually like the other head sculpt, the more serious. Very, very slight amount down. Okay, so it's limited. It's limited articulation. You don't get much out of the shoulders. The position of the shoulders really does limit the articulation. So some people say it's tuned to a detriment, but of course it's tuned to match the toy. So I don't know if I like that. So you do bicep swivel, and you got the hand movement, and the hand opens up, and it's all the fingers on one hinge, which is fine with me. I don't really need much more than that out of it. Waist side to side, but not really an ab crunch. There's movement there, but not really an ab crunch. With this hip flap, we're going kind of backwards with the hip flap and the side flap here, but you do go all the way forward, but it's one uniflap, and then the back's range is limited, which is okay. I mean, you're not really doing the splits or anything, and that's as far as he goes to the side. So limited articulation. A lot of people that are articulation junkies are probably going to be upset about that. Thigh swivel, and then the knee, I think is it double jointed? It at least goes that far. And then down here we have some ankle movement. That's about all you get out of it. Still, articulation is a bit lacking for, you know, a $100 figure. Okay, getting into my favorite part of a review and its comparisons, I'm going to do a little bit different this time. This is going to be side by side with BADCUBE's HUFF 2.0, and then I'm going to kind of do a group shot and just kind of show how it looks and swap these two guys out. So I think that sounds like a lot of fun. So looking at them side by side, there are things to like about both of these. First of all, the shoulder placement on him, I like it better. I would have preferred the shoulder placement to be more normal, and that's just my belief. I don't know, they could have done something different engineering wise to still have had the transformation and all that, but I would have preferred the shoulders like this. Past that, this paint and presentation is just phenomenal. So the paint is amazing versus very little to no paint on this guy. Yes, a lot of bare plastic on this guy, but he does have paint accents here and there. And I think the arms are about similar, but side by side, this just presents better, like a more high quality figure. Although there's nothing really wrong with him other than a lot of bare plastic. I think really his only downfall on this figure is the bare plastic. So they both look like HUFFER. From the side, I give them about the same from the side. The feet down here look less like feet and more like just some kibble that is turned into feet. And these look like deliberate feet. So I will have to give that to the FansToys, of course. And on the back, I do think from the back, the lower legs are better on the FansToys, but the actual backpack, I think the backpack looks better on the BADCUBE. And then from the side, that's how it looks on, that's pretty much the same. And now you also have to consider price. Like, you're looking at $100 for this FansToys offering, and this guy's like 50 or 60. So you can still get both of these right now. It shows I believe, but I'll have a link down below for this guy. All right, so here he goes with a group of his closest friends and a mixture of companies. So there is the Takara version of Optimus Prime, Takara old school, and then we get into some more of the FansToys options. We have another Takara figure here. We have BADCUBE in the mix, and of course we have X-Transbot. So that's how that all looks together, and I think that blends. You can blend all of these different companies to look really good on a shelf. And just to give you an idea, that's the same shot with the BADCUBE in there. So you can say, like, how does this all look together? I think it still all looks pretty decent. All right, so getting into transformation, swing his leg around, and we unclip this and slide this up to where that's kind of parallel. Close that back down and fold all this around. Double hinge it. Into place. So same thing on the other side real quick. Flip this around. Untab and reposition. Come on, untab, stay untabbed, reposition. It does feel nice though. It's nice, good feeling hardware in here. So somehow that foot came out of placement, so I don't know what happened with that. There it goes. All right, so same thing we did on the other side. And so we got something like this. Rotate this around. And it's funny that this is actually going to be the front. of his cab. So that's interesting engineering, how they're doing this. All right, so we need to untab the back piece here and then pull the arms down. Where's my nail when I need it? We'll go at it from this angle, move the shoulder out of the way, and then you can untab it. And it's took a bit of force to untab it. The weird thing is, I think that their tolerance is different, because this side doesn't stay up at all, and this one holds in like it doesn't want to give. But anyway, so let's get this arm here out of the way. We just want to fold this out, just get it out of the way for now. And then we're going to lift these pieces here up. We're going to pull this whole section here out and then fold it, the wheels out and around. Just kind of leave it right there. Let's work on this. It's going to be the front and the back at the same time. All right. So this has to untab right here. Same thing on this side. Untab it right there. So it's going to separate out like so. And I guess we can go ahead and make the cab. And I form the head. No, the cab. Unfold all this stuff. It's just all kind of basic unfolding. Pull this stuff down. Now there's like tiny tabs here to tab this in. So that'll all square it all off, which is good. Just gotta get around that. Tab those tiny tabs in. Like so. There we go. And we're getting a lot closer. Getting a lot closer. Get that like so. It's going to go up in here and tab into all this in a bit. Okay. Now looking at the back part here, we have to get this out of here. Right here, that untabs so that we can do this with the wheels and push the wheels through here. And then we can fold that other piece around. So there it is. There it is. And then that'll come over and kind of clean things up just a tad bit. This piece is really softer than I thought it'd be. But anyway, we need to get this piece around and then fold that up like so. You can get this trailer hitch out, and then you can get this flat. So trailer hitches up, this part here is flat. You can do this all with your finger from that side, and there it goes. Now we gotta get a few more things into position, such as the cab. Okay, so this all just kind of fell right into place right here, but anyway. That tabs in, that tabs in, and then this area here starting to look a little messy, but tab and tab. Same thing over here. There's a tab, tab, and a tab. So it all kind of just goes in around about the same time. Pretty easy there. All right. Now trying to get things just aligned just right. We're going to tab this into here. Tab, 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 tab. I feel like I'm gonna rub some paint at this point, but there we go. And then we can fold in good old Huffer's arms. And at this point, we're going to do laces out, no fingers out, and then we can fold this over. All right, this folds over like so, and then over here like so, and these pieces here fold out, or in, I guess you'd say, and there it is, all done. Alright, so here's Rig in his alt mode, and a pretty decent looking alt mode. It actually works okay, and it gets the job done, so yeah. I do kind of like that. That looks pretty decent. So with that, he does have weapon storage, and this little piece down here where it plugs into is awfully fiddly. I have to admit, when I plug this in, it wants to push back down, so I kind of overlapped it a little bit to here. It does have a little bit of play in it. So you do plug the main double gun in, and then the two handguns plugged to the side of it, so you can have this. No, it doesn't move around or articulate or anything, but yeah, see, that just pushes all down. So that is kind of a pain to pull this off if you want to mess with this weapon storage. If it's a thing that you want, it's still kind of cool, and it kind of makes the back look less bare and all that, but it really is not much fun trying to mess with this trailer hitch, try to get it back into place, but there, I fixed it magically. Okay, so it does have a little bit of chrome on the rims and paint accents that are carried over. Translucent windshield, paint on the front grille right there. Translucent headlights, and yeah, it looks pretty good. The back part here is a little bit kind of gappy. I don't really care so much, but just it's strange that you have the blue kind of showing through with that. That doesn't really make sense. But really, that's my only negative on it. Overall, it looks like a good-looking Huffer alt mode, and I can live with it. Alright, so here it is next to the MPKO version 1, and looking at them side by side, they look pretty decent. Scale-wise, it makes sense because he is a mini-bot versus a big figure, and all of that, I can live with it. And he does sort of haul the trailer, so I didn't feel like it was really worth digging the trailer out for this moment in time to see that he can haul it. He can haul it though, so it's a different setup too. So the trailer connections are different, but yet they still work the same somehow. So that's kind of cool. And because he spent so much time with him in the movie, not Cup and Blur. So this is my look at FansToys Rig, their take on a masterpiece Huffer, and overall it's a pretty good looking figure. I don't like the shoulder placement and limited articulation on this guy, but he presents very well with excellent paint. He's got some excellent hardware. He feels really good. Transformation's more involved than I'd like for a mini bot, but it is FansToys, and it is, well, a 2019 design, so it's a modern design. Anyway, you can get yours at Show Z. I'll have a link down below. Like and subscribe. Tydirium Hanger out.
Maybe I can help Optimus save some of his strength on the way back. Let me take that load, Optimus.
You're a true friend, Huffer.